Find Them Sticks. This is your boy Ham Solo. I am with another awesome guest today that goes by the name of Kid Smoove. How you doing today, bruh?
Yo, what's up, Ham? Thank you for having me today. I know it's been a long time, but we finally did it, and happy to be here, man.
Yeah, absolutely. You guys don't forget to like and subscribe if you guys want to see more content. But let's get into the show now. So I'm gonna ask you the same question, which pretty much this list of questions are pretty much all the same questions from most episodes.
Yeah.
With a little bit of a twist that I like to ask depending on the situation. But let's start out with asking you what game and social media platforms are you on so people can know where to follow you or where to get at you when it comes to gaming and yada yada. Go ahead.
For gaming, obviously, if you look at my hat, I'm on Xbox. The gamer tag is Kid Smoove. As you see here on the screen, the same across all my social media platforms as well. I'm on PlayStation as well, but my gamer tag or my PSN there is Kid Nerd Smoove, all one word. Kid Nerd Smoove on PlayStation and Steam. It really doesn't matter because I'm never on there. But as far as social media, I'm on Twitter at Kid Smoove. I run a YouTube channel, Kid Smoove, and I have a Facebook gaming like page, and I am Kid Smoove. So a couple platforms there that I'm on.
Awesome. Pretty easy to get a hold of you from what it looks like from all the different social media platforms you got. Silly question, but I gotta ask it. What are you playing right now? I wonder.
Oh wow! I'm playing Halo Infinite. We spent the last, I think, half an hour talking about that almost exclusively. Halo Infinite is the game that I'm playing. I'm not sure when I'll get off. I've been playing Halo Infinite since they released the multiplayer portion last month. Prior to that, I was playing Forza Horizon 5 for nearly how long? Never mind, the game hasn't been out for a month, but I was playing Forza Horizon 5 I got a review access to that. So from the end of October up until the Halo game came out, and I put maybe 4 hours into Fallout 3 after the Xbox 20th anniversary, because there's a handful of games that got like FPS boost and resolution boost, and Fallout 3 was one of them. Looks like a free remaster. It looks like a better effort than GTA. So
oh man, GTA, that's a sore topic right there. I cannot wait to get my hands on Max Payne, the series, because from what I've seen, they made that game look good all over again. They brought it back.
I have all three of the games in my wish list. I'm hoping I get an Xbox gift card for Christmas, because I'm there's a lot of games I plan to pick up. I plan to pick up like after Christmas, after I get the shopping and stuff done. But Max Payne 3 obviously is the one I want to play the most. I've had it for 360, never finished it. I don't even know if I made it to disc 2. Maybe I did. I'm not sure. But I want to play that. I seen what the other ones look like on via backwards compatibility. I think it's great. The whole entire series can be bought and played on Xbox. I want that, and there's a game Sega did. I think it's called Sega has a game that looks like Gears of War. Could be like Gears of War meets like Simon Filter. You're shooting like robots, but it got like FPS boost and I think resolution boost, and it's backwards compatible. It looks like another game that could pass time, just in case it gets dry after the holidays. It'll be a game that I want to jump into.
Let's not go too far ahead. We know the Gunk is still coming out
next week.
That'll be another game to throw on the list to keep playing, because I mean we got some time until February, but once February hits, it's going to be a sweaty month, man.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it's been a great year. I know people, they don't want to give this year credit. I feel like there was a lot of great games that came out this year. I enjoyed a lot of games that came out this year. I'm still I don't know if I'm still a toss up for my game of the year, but I had a lot of game of the year candidates personally this year for sure.
We'll get back to that because I'll ask that question a little bit later. But one question that isn't on the list for today that I got for you is, what did you think of the Game Awards, and also what games are you looking forward to that came out of that show?
I thought the Game Awards I didn't like it, honestly, but historically, I don't like the Game Awards. Historically, I just recently started to find interest in them because Xbox started to go hard during these awards, and it all started with 2019's showing where they revealed the Series X and, obviously Hellblade, and then Perfect Dark the next year, stuff like so. I kind of have I watch it literally just to see what Xbox is going to do, but beyond that, I have no real interest. Some of the reveals are dope, and it's just too much fluff. I think it's the Game Awards is supposed to be an event for the developers and for them to have their moment, to receive, to be rewarded for all their hard work and be recognized. In the way that the Game Awards is set up right now, they're not quite, only a select few, because they don't even present majority of the awards. Majority of the show is reveals, commercials, ads, cringe stuff. So, and when it's time for them to recognize the developer, they don't have time. It sucks that you get, obviously you get the Game of the Year, they're gonna pick, you go on stage and whatnot, but it sucks because there's several developers don't get that moment to get up, go on stage, receive their award. They just get a sidebar and oh, this game won this game won that, this game won this. All right, it was
like a little bit of a home run derby.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of that. Now I'm happy. I like the reveals. I just think they got to find some sort of balance. And I know they're doing this because it costs. They're making money for each spot that they open up to these publishers to advertise, but it needs to be balanced. And it doesn't need to be as long as it is. But to answer your question, didn't care for it. The game I'm most looking forward to is Hellblade 2. I don't know why it would be any other game. It's the best looking game we've seen. I think it's the best looking. It looks almost as good as their announcement trailer, which obviously we knew that wasn't the game, you know what I mean? But we knew, but the thing is that what they did was, and what I'm starting to notice about Xbox and their reveals, they gave you sort of a decent hint. I don't know if you remember when the Xbox console was revealed at the Game Awards. Remember before they showed the console, they were showing these cuts. They started with the desert and the cactus and stuff was coming up, and the grass and the rocks and stuff like that. Yep. Those were elements of different games that would later be revealed in how they look. Forza Horizon 5 was all in that damn thing. With the car, with the cactus, that revealing this location in Mexico, but nobody picked up on it. We thought it was just CGI BS.
Didn't even think about it until you just said it just now.
Yeah, and so, so now when we saw when they revealed Hellblade, remember they panned across the ground to show you how detailed the ground would look with the skulls, and they got to her face and stuff like that. Now you look at the actual gameplay. Like I said, it's not exactly what that was, but that wasn't gameplay. That wasn't nothing. That was just an engine, whatever. The actual gameplay, you see a lot of that stuff translate, and we were sitting there watching all right, when's the gameplay going to start? And it was actually we were watching.
Yeah, that's what I was sitting there wondering. I was like, where's the gameplay?
Yeah, where's the gameplay? And I'm like,
and then Jeff Keighley's like,
oh,
that was the gameplay. And I was like, no fucking way.
And the thing that people don't realize, they made the demo last weekend. The weekend before the show. So last weekend they prepared that demo for them to show at the Game Awards. So it wasn't this thing that they made and it was old. No, it was a build that they just put together.
That's insane.
But
I said that's insane.
Yeah. So the game looks good. There's a couple things. I'm happy that that Crossfire X finally has a release date and whatnot.
It's been one of the more quiet games.
Yeah. I was starting to get worried because prior to that, Smilegate, the team that's working on the multiplayer portion of the game, revealed a game that's coming out look much sooner than Crossfire, and then Remedy shows off Alan Wake 2, and I'm like, all right, when are they both going to show freaking Crossfire? And then we finally reveal. I'm honestly, I don't even know if I remember any other game. Forspoken, like that was in a reveal, but I'm interested in that. Happy it has a release date.
What looks pretty good to me was Warhammer 40K, Space Marine.
Space Marine 2. Yeah, it had a little Gears of War vibe going.
Man, it just looked so clean. And those, like I don't know, like, don't take this in a negative way, but it gave me that like awe effect of when I first seen Anthem.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because when everybody first seen like the reveal of Anthem, everybody was just like, this looks like this is the game to triumph Destiny. Yeah. And everybody thought that until they got what they got. But that's the feel I got for it, is like, man, this reminds me of Anthem. And then in the back of my head, I was thinking, don't screw this up. Like,
yeah. But here's the thing about the universe, was it the 40K Total War, was it that, because they have so many games in their metaverse, whatever, their universe of the 40. It's like, I don't really care for their games. I know they do Vermintide, they do they still got to put out Dark Tide, which is due out next year, that's the Xbox exclusive from them. It's now Space Marine. So it's like they have some games. They also are in that Blood Bowl series. That's a part of the that whole IP. They had the game Necromunda Hired a Gun. The game was horrible. There's they release about 10 games a year.
That's intense.
40K series, they got so many games, but Space Marine does look good, and Dark Tide looks good as well. Dark Tide got delayed till spring of 2022, so hopefully we hear something else on that fairly soon. But Space Marine, I'm not gonna front, it's the best from what I saw of all those games. Looks like the most pleasing one that I think I would be interested in.
Were you interested at all in Saints Row when you seen that? I thought it was a lot better than the trailer that they put out beforehand. And with people laying on top of cars and shooting, I thought that looked pretty cool. But did that even spark your interest at all?
No, the only reason why is because I was a fan of the Saints Row that wanted to be Grand Theft Auto.
Right. I remember that.
Those will always be my favorite Saints Row games. The later ones, I think from 3 onward, got really goofy. So this, when I heard that they were rebooting it, I was like, okay, maybe they're going back to the GTA clone sort of scenario. I was like, if they're going to do that, I'm going to be interested. But when they did the reveal, it was just like, oh, it's just this goofy Gen Z shit. Like, I'm good. Like the way the characters look. It's just, I don't know. I'm just not really.
It did kind of have a Fortnite kind of look to it.
Yeah. So it was like, and it's not that I think it graphically doesn't bother. I'm not feeling the style of it. And it's not to say I'm going to completely ignore it. I don't think I'm going to buy it like day one or anything. I think it'll be a game that I get on sale, or maybe they throw it in Game Pass at some point and I'll try it there. But it doesn't. I'm not like anticipating it. They just delayed the thing back to August, so it's
good that they delayed that thing. It had no business in February. That's great. It had no business around that time, because everybody's looking right past that game and going to something else. So.
Yeah, February is extremely strong this year. Next year, like it's everything. I feel like every game with even remote little bit of interest, high interest, is just all targeting February. So let's go through them right quick, and if you can maybe add or let me know if I'm missing any. But for what I know now, we have Crossfire X, we have Dying Light 2, we have Horizon Forbidden West, we have Elden Ring. What else is in February? Is that little Borderlands game in February? Or is that March or January? Like, what's that? The little
the Tiny Tina
game. Yeah,
I'm not exactly sure when that is. I don't have a list of all the games in front of me, so I really don't know off the top of my head. But I just know that it's gonna be up for freaking grabs.
Yeah. Do you think the 2021 game of the year is a game that launches in February, or would it be the latter?
The 2022?
2022 game of the year. Yeah.
Oh man, I don't know, man. I know the most anticipated game for the last 2 years has been Elden Ring now. Yeah. It really depends on how Elden Ring slaps, but man, I look at, like, isn't Redfall supposed to come out 2022?
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's gonna be summer.
Yeah, so there's Redfall, there's Starfield, there's supposed to be God of War.
Yeah, at some point.
I mean, good luck, Elden Ring. Good luck. But I mean, my like if I were to guess what would get game of the year, I'd probably say, maybe I'm being biased, but Starfield. I just think that it's so undercover that once they reveal it, it's going to be an awe moment for everybody. And then once everybody actually gets to touch it, it's going to be crazy.
Yeah. Starfield. I'll say this consistently. Todd Howard, every game he's released, technically anything that he's released has been nominated for Game of the Year. And Bethesda, in general, their games are typically usually find a nod in the Game of the Year as well. Like, if I'm not mistaken, yeah. So you got Starfield, you have Redfall. Hoping to see more, but Arcane, they get credit for just being really good at what they do. You also got to factor in God of War is supposed to be coming out, which you got Forspoken, which is that Final Fantasy looking game with the black chick.
Beautiful
which
too.
I'm interested because I think there's nothing like it as far as presentation and as far as that, but I am looking forward to that. It comes out a couple of weeks after my birthday, so that'll be like a self gift.
Right. I'm wondering if it's gonna get the Forza treatment, where it came out right when the Game Awards is done nominating. Let's give it best.
Forspoken?
No, Starfield. Let's give it best audio.
Yeah, well, Forza actually won 3 awards. It won the best sports game, it won best audio, and best accessibility, but it could only go on stage, I think, once or twice. I think they were able to get some stage time.
Yeah, I think they got best sports game is when they went on the stage.
No, accessibility was when
was it accessibility? Yeah, you're right. You're right. It was
during when they were accepting that award. That's when they said, they won best sports games as well. But they had to give them those awards because they didn't allow it to win Game of the Year by not nominating the highest rated game of the year.
Yeah, no, it sounds like a joke when you say it. But it's crazy. But anyways, let's move on. We've been talking about that play, what you've been playing question for quite some time. With all this stuff that, you've been with Xbox for quite some time. Mm-hmm. But why is gaming so important to you? What made you get into what you do for gaming right now? Like, why do you follow it so closely?
So gaming's always been in my life, but I was a late bloomer in terms of how seriously I took gaming. I've always had consoles around, whether it be my family. So like, I'm not gonna give you the whole historian and what my first console was. I had uncles and who had Sega Genesis and Super Nintendos and stuff. So and I played whatever they played. So those would be like Mortal Kombat, the Street Fighters, the Smash TVs, the Sonics, the Marios. Until I remember getting my own, my mom buying me a Super Nintendo and me having it up until midlife of the Nintendo 64. When gaming started to become more so, I guess, important, right, is when what was it, man? Because I've always had video games. As far as, I guess I had two things that I had a couple things I like to do. As you know how like when you grew up, like when I was a kid, right? When I used to play with toys, like action figures, but I used to play with wrestling action figures. I was a big wrestling fan.
Me too.
So I would collect WWF. I didn't care for like WCW and ECW and stuff, but I would collect WWF, WWE, The Rock, Stone Cold, Shawn Michaels, Triple H, Undertaker, Kane. I would get all the characters, so I can build up an entire roster, have all the championship belts, multiple rings. I had a ring for Raw, I had a ring for SmackDown, a ring for pay-per-views, and
I
then
know
a
where
special
this is
ring
going.
that I do for So I would do all this shit. And when it came down to like it, I remember literally the video games enhanced my action figures because I finally had theme musics. I was able to go turn on SmackDown, go to the creative wrestler, and go down to the theme music and just, all right, I got the Rock. And then, so eventually I grew out of playing with those action figures, right? And then I went from playing with the action figures to actually playing the games, the video games. And back then I was just playing games like wrestling. And then I will open up to like things like, basketball. And then I'll open up to things that I can't relate to. Like I've always watched football, wrestling, and basketball and stuff like that, and certain cartoons. And then you introduced me to games like, Ratchet and Clank and all this other stuff, The Getaway and stuff. These are all little different things. All right, now I'm actually like in video games. Why video games is important to me now is because, I grew up. I told you before we went live for this video, I said, hey, I'm not famous. I'm not famous yet. I always I would do something. I used to do music. I used to try to put out mixtapes and stuff like that. I used to do that. I eventually grew out of this thing of wanting to be like a rapper or something like that. But I had hobbies. I always wanted something to do other than my day job. And the thing is, I was like, well, I know video games. I know electronics. I seen these dudes on YouTube just making regular videos with webcams and they having all these views. I was like, I can do that and I can probably do it better. And so that's how that happened. As far as like, I think just social media, and just keeping myself, out of trouble. Just that having that something to do is always important, to have something to do, having something that you enjoy. And gaming just literally is that halftime, and in some cases people's full time, that just comes in. And like when I'm not working, bad day, good day, is always something to go towards. Gaming is this, like, let me tell you something, like, how we have our favorite sports team, right? Mm-hmm. And they freaking lose a game or loses a playoff or something like that, and you get that bum feeling, right? Well, the thing about gaming, right, you get to have that feeling, and for the most part you can control it, of how the outcome is. You know what I mean? Don't the thing, like a new game coming out, that anticipation, a new game reveal. So it's like you always got something to look forward to. Things is gonna let you down and whatnot, but for the most part, when it finally gets to you, you control it from there on. And that's why gaming is important to me. I don't know if that made sense at all, but I just told you what came to my head. Sorry.
Nah, man, what you pretty much described is like it's a great way to occupy your time and keep you from doing or like, you know, making a bad decision somewhere or wasting time doing something that you really don't actually enjoy. You know what you're gonna get for the most part, and you always have something to look forward to keep your mind kind of constantly, as I said just a moment ago, occupied.
Yes.
So very good. Yeah.
Thank you for concising that for me. I was like, I should have just said that.
No, I liked your answer because it came from the heart, and that's what I appreciate about it. But with that being said, so now we figured out why gaming is important to you. But now let me ask you, why did you start creating content about it? Like, what made you come out of your shell and be like, I want to show people what I got, and I want to, you know, have a good time and do stuff with it?
I'm a performer. That's why I always wanted to be a performer, and I didn't know this community existed. I didn't know there was I had my friends who played games, but I didn't know there was this community like this big that existed anywhere. I thought I was just like this, you know, I was like, why are people on Twitter? And I was like, I'm the only one looking for Twitter, looking for Xbox related stuff. It's like, oh, okay, whatever. You know what I mean? But when YouTube, I didn't know there was gaming was a thing on YouTube, but I used to go to YouTube to watch music videos because they were taking off all the shows off MTV and BET. I was like, damn, where am I watching music videos? So I would go to YouTube. Right. And so what happened was why I started to create content. All right. I was now this is more so related to, this is during the time of the Xbox reveal. I remember I had to work the day, I don't know if it was the day of the Xbox E3 or the day of the Xbox reveal. I had to work, but where I know I couldn't watch it, and I was just trying to keep up with it. When I went home, I went on YouTube and I started to watch things to keep up. But at this point, I would watch, I got what I wanted, and then you get, you know, another video you'll see on the side, and it would just be regular videos about it, people giving their opinions and shit like that. I'm like, and I was watching people talk all this stuff, and I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. Who is this guy? Like, okay, whatever. And then I came across Zaire, Next Gen 720. You know who he is?
No.
Wow. Incredible. Incredible. I'm shocked that you don't know.
Send me his details and I'll look him up.
Yeah. All right. So he's how I pretty much found like gaming YouTube. It was him, Crap Gamer, the BGs and stuff like that. These were people I would watch occasionally just see what was what. Zaire though, he was, you know, riding for Xbox. It was like when I wanted to hear, like, I was like, why, like, what's wrong? Why everybody going in on Xbox? He would be the one that would be like the opposite of what everybody else was like saying about it at the time. But the thing is, when the thing I noticed, I was like, he's just a regular video. You know, he's in this room with a webcam. He has a mic or a headset, whatever, and he's just sitting in front of his computer. And I was like, this guy's, I don't think he's anybody special. Like when I was thinking, watch YouTube, I'm thinking it's like somebody on the inside or a special person. I didn't know there was just regular people. And I'm like, I got a YouTube account, but my YouTube account, like I said, was mainly for watching videos, making comments. And I've uploaded videos before on YouTube, but it wasn't for like, oh, I'm trying to get a lot of stuff. Like, once again, I used to make music. So I would, like, after MySpace music and shit died, Facebook, there was not a real platform to put out music. So I was like, well, maybe YouTube could work. And I would just put out things and I would check the views. And I would get really no views or anything like that. So I was like, whatever. So I didn't really use my YouTube account. And so when I watched Zaire, and I was like, okay, I'm going to make videos. And I'm going to make videos about video games because I was like, I play games. I could do this. This is nothing. So I was like, and at this time, the Xbox One had already, this point when I decided I was going to make videos, Xbox One already came out. Got the Xbox One, set up the Kinect, and I started making videos on my Xbox and my Kinect.
On your Kinect?
On my Kinect. If
That's
you look
incredible.
up all my earlier videos, it would be me in my living room, do it with the Kinect, upload studio skits. and that's what I would do. And I was just hammering them out, and until I got recognition. But I got it because of Zaire. I looked at Zaire's videos. I got in touch with him, and I was like, I can do that. I can easily do that. And I took it serious. And then from there on, here we are.
That's awesome. That's a pretty good story, man. Really like how you use the ability to talk to people and see, what is this really like? And you kind of broke it down and said, oh, these are just normal people. And that's kind of my realization of trying to break into the content scene. Is I was just like looking around and I'd see people making these videos, and then I'd be like, man, that was not that like pretty, and it doesn't have like a crazy production value. And then I'd look down at the views and it'd be like 40,000 views. I was like, how the hell this person get 40,000 views with that quality that they got? But I mean, it's just about repetition, I'm guessing. You just got to keep putting in the work and keep broadcasting yourself and just letting people know, hey, I'm here, I'm not going anywhere, I'll see you next week. So really cool story about that. But let's get into some fun stuff. So the next thing I'm gonna ask you is what's your most memorable moment throughout your history in gaming?
There's actually all right, so how am I like memorable moment, like as far as like YouTube or just in general?
It could be going to an event, it could be playing a video game, it could be at Blockbuster, whatever you want to make it. This is your memory.
So many moments, man. I'm gonna try to run through quite a few of them. All right. God rest my father's soul. I remember he bought me Mortal Kombat 2 for Sega, but I didn't have a console. My uncles did. I got it, and it was on a cartridge, and I was looking. I was asking my uncle, like, "Hey, can I play it?" My uncle took it. He smelled it. He said, "Smell like cigarettes. I don't want this." He threw it out. That was so like, you know what I mean. So I remember that, and I remember I felt like bad about it, but I remember having a Super Nintendo. There was this crazy girl who she used to just always want to fight. She kicked a hole on the right side of my Super Nintendo, kicked her whole, the plastic gone on.
Wow. That's a hell of a kick, because that system is durable.
Yes. So I was like, I remember that because the Super Nintendo at that point in time was my life at that point.
You kicked your life.
I remember all right, so I've had obviously, I remember the Grand Theft Auto San Andreas early release, 8 p.m. Eastern, the day before it was supposed to come out. The GameStop, they did an 8 p.m. release, getting that and bringing it home for the first time. Memorable night though is Xbox 360 release, because I worked all summer at a summer camp to save up money. Because I remember pre-ordering, selling my GameCube, so I could make the down payment for the 360 pre-order. So I was done playing with my GameCube, and I was holding on to my PS2, and then working all summer, saving up, just putting that. And I remember I would put money. I would go into GameStop once a week. Every time I get a paycheck, I was like, all right, I'm gonna put this to my 360, and I'm gonna put this on a launch game. And the thing is, I was keeping track of the launch games and whatnot. At the end of the summer, I landed a part-time job at GameStop, and that helped me obviously. And the midnight release, having my aunt drop me off. Well, she didn't drop me off, she had to wait for me. And the thing is, I'd never been to a console release before. I was afraid. I was like, well, people are gonna rob me, or you know what I mean? Because I know it was the 360, it was a new Xbox. We knew it wasn't a whole lot of them at the time. And so I just remember in a mall, just anxious. It was just a line of us. We're all like in the food court, wrapping up the food court. I'm just like anxious. I'm looking at people, like, who doesn't belong here? Who didn't reserve theirs? Like, who's gonna try to steal mine? And I remember getting the white box in my hand because I had the $400 one, the 360 with the hard drive, not the arcade one. I think the arcade was like green. It was like $300, right? But getting the box, and I remember running out of the food court with the box above my head. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, my bad. The running throughout the food court with the box over my head, just running out. So it just pointing out to my aunt's van, running with it because I thought somebody was gonna see me with it.
Gonna snatch you up.
Yeah, jumped in the van
like a robbery.
Drove off, and I got home, and like I literally got permission to stay home from school that day. Like I literally because I did a midnight, I hooked it up, and I remember the first game. The first game I put on. I was just throwing games in there at a time. I think it was 2K6. I think Shaq was on the cover or something like that. I had NBA Live, but I bought like 8 or 9 launch games.
Damn, you were set.
Yeah, because it was Perfect Dark Zero, Call of Duty 2, Quake 4, Peter Jackson's King Kong, Gun, the NBA games, 2K6. Condemned, Criminal Origins, and it had to be one more because I know I ended up trading in the game the next day because I didn't like it. But what was the 8th game? I know I had 8 games that night. What is the 8th game? Need for Speed Most Wanted.
Damn, that's a lot of launch games to have.
Yeah. So it was my favorite. It was the 360 was my favorite console, and that was like staying up. And I remember bringing it to school, just like when because we were right before vacation. You know, they let you chill out right before the holiday break before you leave school for a week. I remember bringing it and just sitting there showing my friends and whatnot. Because I think I was the only one in the class that had it. Which that was risky. I don't know why I bought that shit to school.
You crazy.
Yeah, that was just an incredible moment because it brings back memories. I know exactly where I was, what I did. First game I beat and everything. Oh, damn! I had a lot of games because I had Cameo Elements of Power. I don't even think I mentioned that because
Nope.
Cameo Elements of Power was one of the first games I beat. Doing that, and that game made me rage. I remember the first game, the game that made the first time my Xbox Red Ring of Death. It did it at the credits right after I beat Condemned Criminal Origins.
Damn.
I got Imp 3 for Christmas that year. And I couldn't play it because my 360 was crapped out. And
bad day. Yeah. Did you towel it up?
Did I what? That's no bad because this was early. This is like 2005, 2006 still at this point. So I didn't towel it up. They sent me a box and I sent it out, and then they sent me another one. And I've had like maybe 3 consoles Red Ring of Death on me. Before, what I used to do is I used to get the consoles and then I would trade them in for when I knew, because I would research when Xbox was doing their revision. Not the revisions that actually changed the look of the console, but change the inserts. You know, those minor things that won't really change the price or anything like that. And what I would do is I would go trade my console to the GameStop, because my GameStop had bought out EB Games and EBX. So at one point I had like 3 GameStops in a single mall. So I would trade it in one GameStop, take my credits and some other things, trade it, and buy a new 360 that they like a brand new 360 from the other one, and bring it home and register it so I have the warranty and stuff like that.
Gotta work around.
Yeah, to work around. But there was a lot of gaming moments, you know what I mean? Those is like, as far as upbringing, I had a lot of moments here on YouTube and Twitter, like these video game challenges and whatnot that I've done, like the Uncharted 4 on crushing, The Last of Us on Grounded, and the Bloodborne challenge, Sekiro, all that stuff. I had a lot of moments in gaming though.
Dope. Very good. So now I got another little game for you right now. But first, before I even say the question, I'm going to ask you, how far back in consoles do you go?
I would say I would go back to maybe the NES, but I think I had the NES before, even after I had a Super Nintendo. So so NES, Super Nintendo.
Okay. Well, without overthinking, I'm gonna name a console, and I want you to give me the first game that comes to your mind, whether it's a multi-plat or exclusive or whatever. Okay.
Okay. Uh-huh.
So I'm gonna toss some pretty crazy ones at you. So just be ready.
Okay.
All right. First one, original PlayStation.
Original PlayStation, Papa the Rapper.
Ooh, I remember that. Super NES.
Super Mario World.
Sega Genesis.
Sonic.
Okay. Sega Nomad.
Don't know.
That's a trick question. It's the same thing as a Sega Genesis, but it's handheld.
It's a handheld? Yeah, okay. Yeah, nah. I think that's something my uncle. I remember my uncle's having like this big black handheld.
Yep. Well, there's
like a Nintendo.
There's a Game Gear. There's a Game Gear, and then
yeah.
there was a Nomad. The Nomad actually took the Sega cartridges that go into the Genesis.
Damn.
And you can put them in the back of your Nomad. And you can actually plug your Nomad into your TV and just use it as a Sega.
Wow, they were ahead. Okay, Sega was onto something. Yeah.
Yep. K-Mega and also Everborn, Mr. Sega, didn't even know about that. So, not surprised. No worries here. No, you're not the first one to slip up on that question. All right, next one, N64.
N64, WrestleMania 2000.
Ooh, yes! You actually said that game. Oh man, I've wasted so many days on that game when it came out, and the reversals in that game, I could never figure them out. I could never figure out how to do a proper reversal. I'd always get reversed and then beat down. But yeah, that game was insane, especially with the customizations that you could do, creating your character, your all-star. Man, that game was nuts.
Yeah, I loved WrestleMania 2000. Yeah,
everyone talks about No Mercy, but nobody.
But WrestleMania 2000 set
the GOAT.
Yeah,
it was so good. Oh man, I can't believe you mentioned that game. Because did you notice the more people that you unlock in that game, the longer the intro becomes?
No, I never thought about that. No.
Yeah, you watch the intro and people get revealed because you unlock them throughout playing that game.
Yeah, you're right. You are right. You're absolutely right. No. Yes, I give it to you now because you could unlock, if I'm not mistaken, No, you unlock Shawn Michaels in that one.
Yeah, you unlock Shawn Michaels. You unlock all sorts, like Cactus Jack, Dude Love.
Dude Love,
Yeah, you unlock a ton of people in that game, and then they end up coming out in the
part of the intro. Yeah, that's true. That is true.
I can't believe you mentioned that, because that was like one of my favorite games growing up.
Yeah.
But anyways, moving on, Dreamcast.
I'm going to say, now I didn't own a Dreamcast, but like one game that I know that came from the Dreamcast era was the 2K series. So I'm going to say, and I don't know if it was technically, I'm trying to think, I don't know, I don't recall it being, was it just NBA 2K?
Yeah, that's all it was, is 2K.
So and I think Iverson was on the cover, if I'm not mistaken.
I think you're right, and they had NFL 2K. I think Randy Moss was maybe on that one, and then they also had, I think maybe a year or so later, but they had college basketball and college football 2K games, which I totally remember those games because Scott Frost, which used to be not Scott Frost, Eric Crouch, which used to be Nebraska quarterback, was on the cover of one of those games. Okay. Remember that for sure. As you see, Husker fans from behind me. But anyways, let's see. Next console is going to be the PS4.
All right. Well, all right. The first game that comes to my mind when I think of the PS4, um, honestly, is going to be the first game, The Order 1886.
All right, Xbox 360.
Xbox 360, Gears of War.
All right, original Xbox.
Original Xbox?
Yes.
All right. All right. No. The first thing, I'm telling you, literally, the first thing that came to my mind when I saw the original Xbox, NFL Fever.
Oh man, I forgot about that game. Yeah. That and Inside Drive. I remember those games now.
NFL Fever and WWF Raw or WWE Raw, but I know Raw is War, but it was Raw. But the thing is that it wasn't the better. It wasn't really good compared to SmackDown.
No, SmackDown was when you could do 5 specials back to back. Yeah. that was trill because I remember I hopped from No Mercy WrestleMania straight to SmackDown.
Same here.
And I remember trying to get as many specials in on WrestleMania. I think you could only do like 3, depending on how fast your special was before that special meter would flash away. But on SmackDown, all you had to do is get like the SmackDown dots on there, and you could collect up to 5 and just literally rock bottom somebody to death.
Like SmackDown, bro, like even the most bare bones SmackDown game was SmackDown Just Bring It, and I think that was the third one. I remember playing that game, and that's the reason I literally got a PS2 because my friend got a PS2 for Christmas. And he put me on a SmackDown, and I was just like, you gotta think about it, I was used to playing WrestleMania 2000 and No Mercy for all this time. So SmackDown was like something new, and I was always wanted to go over there and play it. As soon as I got the chance to get a PS2, I was like, I need SmackDown 3. Just Bring It, got it, and I put hours. And then when I think the next one after that was Here Comes the Pain, came out. I think that was a legit one too. But yeah, man. But yeah, for the game, when I think of Xbox, original Xbox, I know people say, Halo. Of course, those are there, but like back then, Halo wasn't. I knew there was a Halo, but it was the Halo was like maybe the third or fourth game that I got introduced to between my cousin, my neighbor, and a friend of my mom. My mom had a son. My mom had a friend who had a son who had a Xbox, and he got an Xbox for Christmas. I saw several games before I saw like Halo and whatnot. Dang. And he tried to get me to play it back then, but yeah, NFL Fever.
That's crazy. No one said that in any of the shows, of course, because that's super original for you to shout out. All right, PS5.
PS5, I'm going to say Astrobot.
Okay.
It's the PS5 to me it hasn't stand out as like it hasn't hit like icon status yet. It's still fairly new. And a lot of the efforts that are there are like PS4 as well. So right. Astrobot's the only thing that I say, that's all right. This is the thing that's kind of brought this controller to life. So
gotcha. Series X and S.
Honestly, it's Xbox overall. I'm gonna say the first game I think of when I think of Xbox is I got to do it in 3s: Halo, Gears, and Forza.
Halo, Gears, and Forza. Yeah. So that's what you think of when you think of Series S and X right now.
When I think of Xbox, because the thing is, the Series Xbox. All right, so Series X, it's hard to separate them as platforms, right? Like, or as consoles, because like the series, if you think about it, right? I don't know your Xbox history, but the Series X, Series S, the Xbox One, they're like they share the same DNA. Obviously, you get power differences and whatnot, but at the end of the day, it's like it's not like a clean sweep anymore. It's different from saying going from the 360 to the Xbox One, where it's like a clean sweep. Everything was different, UI, everything. Nah, but realistically, if I had to pick a game to identify the Series X and S, I'm going to say the first game I think of. I'm going to say, uh, I gotta say Halo Infinite.
That's good.
Those are like
That's the most iconic game for me personally that's came out so far. I mean, Psychonauts 2, Flight Sim, The Ascent, Forza, Game Pass. I mean, all of that stuff is
Game Pass
dope.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I mean, you could pretty much say that.
Yeah.
But all of that stuff is dope. But like Halo is like a stamp.
It's on the back of the box, man. You gotta say Halo. It's on the back of the box, man. And I'm happy to finally be able to play it and it be present on the back of the Xbox console. So,
all right, well, let's move on. The next question I want to ask you is, what genre of games are you not touching? Not happening, don't like it, not fucking with it, whatever.
RTS.
Real-time strategy?
Real-time strategy. I don't like, I'm not the biggest fan of turn-based RPGs, like my go, you go RPGs. I'm not the biggest fan of that.
I always get nervous saying this, but I hate turn-based.
Yeah, I have a couple.
So
like, so for
boring.
example, like my favorite turn-based was Paper Mario: 1,000 Year Door. That's the only one I really like, kind of like connected with. And there's this game currently now is an Xbox exclusive, Echo Generation, which is pretty good. It's turn-based, but like what it doing is I'm taking my time. It's like I played for quite a few hours. I took a break, but the problem with Echo Generation, the difficulty spike is stupid. You'll be in a situation where it's like basic, and then you fight something that's like unnecessary and you can't really do anything about. But it's a good game graphically and story-wise and soundtrack. But yeah, but turn-based RPGs I don't like simulation racing either. Like I don't like Sims overall, like overall Sims. I don't like what genre. I don't like any of the I don't like Battle Royale.
Ooh,
I
no. Yeah,
don't like this new series of games like Humans Fall Flat and Gang Beasts, all that, those type of weird fighting games. And I'm not a fan of the Dragon Ball fighting games, and when I say Dragon Ball I mean like all of them, like Dragon Ball, One Piece, those Jump Force, all the ones where it's like
you're not a big fan of the anime games.
Yeah, where you got you flying and running this shit, and you can't like, but yeah, nah. But if I have to give you a clear cut one, is RTS. I would not do it. I can't do it. I can't play Gears Tactics. I can't play Halo Wars. Even as much as I would like to get into those stories, I can't play them. It's just impossible for me.
Man, I played Gears Tactics for 10 minutes and I uninstalled that thing so quickly. I just it's just so boring. Like I don't like playing chess.
Yeah.
On my video game. Like it's just like if I want to play chess, I'll download the app on my phone.
Yeah.
Like that's how I look at it. And I understand there's achievements, there's story, there's lore. I understand all of that, but catch me watching it on YouTube later because I don't care. I don't care to play it at all.
It's a shame, man. I wish they would have went with a different route, but it looks like their staple are like IPs. They're gonna at least pull one and make like a PC friendly ass game on it. But I don't know. I'm not a fan of it.
All right. Well, here's a little bit more of a fun question. What are your best 3 games of the year? Like I said, we'll come back to this, which we are now coming back to. What are your best 3 games of the year? And out of those 3, which one is the best?
This is actually a hard question because now you're making me narrow it down to 3.
Yes, sir.
Halo is like I'm not done with Halo, so I don't even know if I can name it, but like based on what I'm doing so far and how much time I'm like, I don't see why it wouldn't be on my list, but 3 games. Shit, man. 3 games this year. That's hard. So thinking about 3, I haven't even finalized what my top 5 games were, or let alone my top 10 will be fairly easy, but my top 5 in what particular order? All right. So right now I'm going to say, man, there was a lot of games that I had a lot of good times with, like that I thoroughly enjoyed. But I'm going to say, man, I don't want to do this. 3 games. All right, I'm not going to include the, now at the time of this recording, I did not see the credits of Halo Infinite, so I'm going to omit Halo Infinite, because Halo Infinite will be there on my list once said and I know it is. But for the purpose of this show, I'm going to limit to the games that I've beaten and that I'm currently not playing anymore, since I've beaten them and I've done as much as I could with them. I'm going to say Far Cry 6, Guardians of the Galaxy, Forza Horizon 5.
And the winner is opening the envelope.
Damn. Of those 3?
Yes. I told you to pick your favorite one of all of them.
My favorite one. What did I was very surprised with Guardians of the Galaxy. I think Far Cry 6 is the best Far Cry I've ever experienced. Easily, hands down. Forza Horizon 5 is the best racer of all time, but it has 3 games that could claim that title up until this one came. My favorite game this year, man. Of those 3, I'm gonna give it to.
I'm losing breath.
I'm gonna give it to Forza Horizon 5. Okay, Forza Horizon 5. That's hard. See, I just realized by doing that, my video that I was supposed to make, top 10 games of the year, and then from there I have to determine what my game of the year is. I don't know how I'm going to be able to do it, because I'm looking at all the games that I beat this year and all the games that I claim would be Gotti, and I'm having trouble. Like I have to go back and say, wait, how much did I really enjoy this game? Like, how much did I genuinely enjoy this one game at this time that I was playing it? And then when I got to this game, how much did I enjoy this over that one? It's hard.
I'm sorry I had to put you through that. That looked rough. It was like watching you pull a knife out of the side of your body, because you're just like, this really freaking hurts, but it needs to be done.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that was rough to watch. All right, man. So, another fun question. What's your favorite studio, and what game best represents that studio? As of right now, because I know for me sometimes that switches. Like, my favorite studio might be one thing one year and something else next year. Like, mine was Rockstar for a long time, and then after having GTA 5 out for this long, I had to tell them to kick rocks. I couldn't do it.
It's a tough question, because I like Respawn for everything from Titanfall to Jedi Fallen Order. I just think, and they did a good job with Apex. Even though I'm not a fan of Battle Royale, they did a good job with it. So I trust them. I like Crystal Dynamics. I like. The only thing is I don't like the Avengers. But I'm in love with the Tomb Raider franchise, though, at least the recent ones. So, that's a tough question, because I don't know if I have there's not a studio that when I see them, I'm like, oh, you know what? Maybe a Sobo. They're pretty good.
Yes. Oh my goodness. A Plague's
really
Tale
good.
was fantastic. Flight Simulator, what they did with that is freaking unbelievable. They're coming up, man.
Yeah. Matter of fact, I could actually say this. It's not a developer, a publisher. I like Ubisoft. I really do like Ubisoft.
There you go.
I think Ubisoft last year had one of the better years. With all the games they released, I enjoy Watch Dogs Legions a whole lot. I love Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I love Odyssey. I love Origins. Far Cry 6 was dope. Riders Republic is okay.
Immortal Phoenix Rising
was damn near my game of the year. Just it came out late in the year, so it kind of like complicated things. I loved Immortal Phoenix Rising. Matter of fact, yeah, it came out in December. I jumped on it a little late.
Me too, and I loved it. Didn't put it down until I beat it.
Yeah, and that same thing. When I jumped on it, I couldn't put it down.
I'm now calling that the Far Cry 6 effect. Because I had that effect on that game where I picked it up, eyes bloodshot red until I beat it.
Yeah, dude, and that game is what got me and Sergey to great close. That game and I think Valhalla, but like Immortals Phoenix Rising, like I was playing, like I even went and tried to attempt to get 100% of it, all the achievements, and I can still go back and do it. But that was a really, 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 really good game. Really good game. I don't think they got enough credit for that game. But I think they did a good job with it. And like I said, I like Ubisoft because they didn't hold back on next gen. All their games supported next gen consoles like day one. And
they didn't like delay. They literally just handed it out. They kept going. And their last release with the Riders Republic, I thought was fantastic. Really fun game. Kind of reminds me of Forza, you know, except in bicycles and flying around and stuff like that. But very similar to that as well, how you can just kind of land somewhere and just kind of do a race.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, that was a good answer. I absolutely like Ubisoft as well. I know they get a lot of flack for kind of having the same formula a lot, but I feel like that's a lot of the reason that they keep the base that they got, you know, is because that's what a lot of people want, is something similar with some innovation added to it. So I'm okay with it. But what game are you most excited for next year that's coming out? I know what mine is.
What is yours?
Starfield,
okay.
And like, there's other games as well. Like, maybe if you would have asked me this last week, I would have said Stalker 2, because I'm really excited for that game as well. Just am I thinking of the right game? Is it Stalker?
Stalker is the one that's like Metro.
Yep, it is Stalker 2 then. Yep, that is totally the one I'm thinking of. The one that we seen at E3. That game looks insane.
I'm gonna say there's a lot of games coming out next year, but it's like for example, like I'm not like Starfield. I feel like I gotta see more. Like I said, I wasn't the biggest Bethesda fan and whatnot in terms of, but I'm gonna say, you said the game I'm looking forward to the most next year. I am looking forward to see what Starfield is going to be, but I'm going to say Redfall, because Redfall is more of my alley in terms of like my appetite. I'm not really an RPG guy. Now there's have been RPGs that enamored me, that captured me. But I have to see more from Starfield. But a game like Redfall, I don't think it's going to take too much. I don't think it's going to take too much for me to. I'm interested. I like the concept. I can't wait to see more. If Outer Worlds 2 was on the docket for next year, it would be Outer Worlds 2, because I love the Outer Worlds one. Really enjoyed that one.
Okay, very good. But here's kind of a blast from the past kind of question. Okay. If you were to revive 2 games before the Xbox One, PS4, and I'm actually going to take it one step further back and say before the 360 and PS3. What two games would you take and say, I'm giving you the remake of your life?
All right, for PlayStation side of things, I would say I would want them to do The Getaway 1. I would like to see that come back or be redone, remastered, or not remastered, but remade. There is this other game that came out that nobody probably ever heard of, and it wasn't really a licensed movie. But I think in 2004 it came out. It was GoldenEye Rogue Agent.
I remember that. Yep. I
remember buying it or getting it for Christmas for the GameCube, and I played that shit all night. I beat it in one sitting. I was up. I played it the whole entire time. I enjoyed it. I was really happy. That game probably costs a lot of money right now because it's probably rare. I want another. I want to. GoldenEye, like the thing is, they sold it on name because obviously GoldenEye 007, that 64 game, it was like considered the best shooter at the time. So, this was like supposed to be a sequel, but it wasn't based off any of the movies or anything like that. It was just the title, but it was a decent first person shooter. I enjoyed it. I would love for that to be remade into something. I know it's not popular. You're probably not going to hear that again. But 007, or is it GoldenEye Rogue Agent? That's what it is. GoldenEye Rogue Agent.
Yep. That is something I probably won't hear again. You're right. Yeah. But I like the originality behind it because that sets you apart. So I really like that. But here's kind of a controversial question.
Okay.
What frustrates you when it comes to gaming, all in all?
I don't know if, as far as gaming or it's probably more so the topic, the conversation of gaming. Because I have my fair share of games I don't like, or things that happens in games that I don't like. I don't like flying in video games. I do not like flying, and I do not like what is it? It's something that shows up in video games that drive me insane when I know what's coming and they do it. All right, so there's this thing in Chorus right now that when I was playing Chorus, you have to hit these targets. What makes it worse is because you're flying. You have to hit these targets all at the same time in a limited amount of time. That's enough to make me drop the game and for it to go into my permanent backlog. But as far as gaming, the frustrating thing about gaming, it's just this now this and I could be part of the problem, but it's this tribalism thing that's going on, where right now you got literally people who just hate Xbox, just hate it. It's just they can't do nothing. Nothing good can happen on the Xbox without the negative commentary. And there's always stuff going on online, just unnecessary topics, conversation to get people riled up. But I don't know, sometimes, I just want, and I think we talked about this earlier, I don't like the thing that frustrates me about gaming is just how journalistic some of the reviews try to be when they're criticizing a game for things the gamer probably wouldn't care about. So those are some just select things.
Yeah,
that frustrate me.
Fair enough. And yeah, sometimes a review can seem a little over the top. You're thinking of yourself now and not so much how good the game is for everybody.
Yeah.
So, that can get kind of lost in it. And you're right about the whole tribalism thing. I understand root for your team.
Yeah.
But how many people going up to fans. Like let's say I'm going to a Chiefs game down the street. I live in Kansas City. What do I look like walking up to like a Raiders fan and letting them know they suck, and then going to another Raiders fan and saying they suck, when they could possibly be a really good team? They could possibly be better than my team. Which my team is not the Chiefs. I'm just using them as an example. I'm just saying, like, what do I look like being that guy to let everybody know? Like, I mean, I can sit there with my buddies and sit there and be like, yeah, man, my squad is the best for me. And, I really like it. I think it's the best. If you want to hear more from me, you're going to hear more about this because this is what I believe in.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to go in. And like I said, I'm going to use the Chiefs and the Raiders again. I'm not going to go in talking about, I love the Chiefs, but I'm going to start, I'm just going to nonstop talk about the Raiders. I just can't get the Raiders out of my mouth. The Raiders, and let alone, nobody on my team cares. But I'm going to still scream from the highest of mountains about how bad the Raiders are. You know what I'm saying? It's just a waste of time. It's a waste of energy. For me, I find it funny that people get paid and people get follows and likes and all this stuff from all this negativity. But then those same people that, say all this negative stuff are the first one to throw their hands up when there's something crazy in the community going on, whether it's gaming or real, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, dude, you're spreading all this trash, and then you want somebody to take you serious when you're talking about something serious and actually feel for you and whatnot. So I feel like they create their own dead end and they still try to keep driving, even though they're running over the fence, running over the, they're shitting on themselves and they don't even know it. But I'm gonna let them do it. I'm gonna let people, follow who they want to follow. I'm not gonna yell at them and tell them, hey, you shouldn't be doing this, because that just makes me look bad.
Yeah.
Nah, but I feel you. What were you saying?
No, I was my background's starting to get crazy. So
I feel you. Same here. I feel you. My daughter and my lady are running around out there doing something. I'm hoping that they're playing and not somebody's in trouble. So anyways, let's get moving. I know you got to get going and whatnot, but I got a few more questions for you. My next one would be, what would be a dream come true within gaming as a whole? Like, let me give you an example.
Okay.
A few episodes back, somebody asked me this question back to me, and I told them it would be incredible. It would be a dream come true if they had a Dreamcast 2 and it just didn't go away.
Okay.
So get creative, have some fun.
A dream come true. Man. Wow, why is my kids in this? I'm gonna say, honestly, a dream come true in gaming. Personally, just as a fan of like the genre, and I have like a preference. Seeing Microsoft like acquire somebody like Square Enix.
That would be your dream come true.
Yes, because like I said, I'm saying it from as a fan of a platform. So it would be like more so just to see in a reaction. I just want to have another Bethesda moment.
You just want to see a bunch of people get mad again.
Yeah, I can't think of an actual thing that I actually want. Sure, it's like there's a lot of games and stuff I want them to do. A Rise 2 would be a freaking a dream come true if they ever do it. A full auto, another full auto. That was like the best combat racer ever. That kind of went under the radar as well. So those are some dreams come true.
Those are some interesting dreams, bud. All right, so the next question has to be, what do you enjoy to do outside of gaming?
Man, I had a lot more hobbies before, but I used to do music. I still have the art to like. I can make music if I wanted to right now. If I was interested in doing it, I know I can just sit down, put on an instrumental, and start writing, or start recording something. I like watching like movies. I like horror films. I like comedy. And we spoke earlier. I mean, I like my job. I like to work. So, yeah. But as far as like hobbies, gaming, it just became like the dominant hobby. I used to do music. I used to write stories. I got a screenplay that I wrote that I maybe like, damn, because I shot this to Netflix now. I used to like writing stories. I used to draw comics. But gaming sort of like took over a majority of what I like to do. But yeah, man, those are pretty much it. Writing, music, and working, and on my downtime I like watching movies and stuff like that.
Okay, I feel that. Yeah, I mean, for me, I game a lot, so I feel you on that aspect. I used to be an indoor skydiving instructor, so I like
Oh
to
wow.
fly um, all around a wind tunnel and whatnot. I'm not really big on outdoor skydiving.
Mm-hmm.
Outdoor skydiving, there's just too much for me to personally worry about, especially
Mm-hmm.
with having a kiddo. So, indoor skydiving is my thing to do. Not that anybody asked, but I just thought I'd throw it out there.
Yeah.
But anyways, what's something that nobody really knows about you that you'd be okay to share?
Mm-hmm. Damn, I've been on an open book. I mean, there's like, that's a good question. I actually don't know. Like that I'm comfortable with. It's something I like to do that nobody, something about me that I don't know. I listen to freaking like, I don't know. I like 80s pop and 80s rock. Like I like uh Boy George and freaking I like uh the Human League and freaking I like Genesis. I like there's a lot of like I like old school Madonna. Like I have a like I mean like it's my I don't listen to current day music
Here's a fun
maybe outside of Drake.
here's a fun
But
question on top of that. What's one album that bangs to you that nobody would guess that you love?
okay, all right, yes. Uh, to make sure that I don't screw it up, the name because it's a very long name. The album that bangs to me now. I got my all-time favorites, like, but as far as recent albums, uh, as far as recent albums, I like it when you sleep, for you are so beautiful yet so unaware of it, and that's by the 1975.
Yeah. Nope, I don't know who that is. Would have never guessed it. Nothing like that.
Came out in 2016. Good album. These guys are thinking it's a UK band. They have like this weird like their sound is different, like you know what I mean. But they're called the 1975. I also like this other group. They got this song that's like song's like 2 years old now, but it rocks. Freaking Surfaces. It's called Loving. I don't know if you heard of them. They're from like Texas, right? Two nerdy looking white dudes. They should bang, bro. Like I won't say bang, but it knocks like a R&B shit. But it's just some laid back, super happy dudes. Like extremely happy. Like they're just always happy. Like never mad, never down. They're like check
That's
them
positive.
out. Yes, Surfaces. Like they got some good music.
Yeah, throw that in a message for me so I can check that out. An album for me that nobody would guess would be The Used. And the album is called In Love and Death.
The Used.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
a rock. Yeah, it's like super, like kind of an emo-ish kind of type of music.
Okay.
But I listened to them towards the end of high school, and I really started to, because my dad was a musician, and he always told me, he's like, if you want to have a versatile personality, you can't just listen to one type of music.
Yeah.
You have to listen to all types of genres, even things that you think you might hate. Find something that you like within that genre. So I found some emo music, I found some country, I found some like Frank Sinatra type of music, and it ended up making me a versatile person and just being able to kind of understand where people come from in all different kind of aspects. So music is very helpful, and I see why people really enjoy getting into music, because they can express themselves. Really cool. But my last question for you, which might be something you need to brainstorm, or maybe you figured it out already, but I want you to describe gaming in 3 words.
Okay. Fun, interactive, or engaging entertainment. One thing that people need to understand, and you always feel good about yourself regardless of what games, it's okay. Games is supposed to be entertainment. So gaming is the best form of entertainment. I'm always going to believe that. I'm going to stick by that. It's the best form of entertainment. So it's fun, engaging, fun, engaging, and entertainment, and entertaining. So yeah, that's what the three words that describe gaming for me. So
well, absolutely love it. I'm gonna let you go and handle your family and hang out and play some more Halo.
The attention, right?
Yep, do your thing. My family definitely needs some attention as well. Don't forget, you guys, if you enjoyed this episode, make sure you like and subscribe. You can find me on Twitter. Same with Kid Smoove over here. Kid Smoove, his name. Ham Solo 05, as you see it in the corner of the screen. If you need to reach out to me for a video or have questions, concerns, or whatnot, let me know. But I appreciate you guys coming out and watching the show. Thank you for your time. See you later.
Thanks, Ham.